Just on Discord. All right. Hello, everyone.
Hey guys.
Can you guys hear us in Discord? And I think there's a few on YouTube. More in Discord this time. There's a chat in Discord in the very top right, as a little chat bubble. You guys can put in questions and comments throughout the night, and we'll be happy to answer them. All right, Smart Home Sellouts here.
Hey. Are you able to hear us? Just typing. Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you.
What about YouTube? Well, we've confirmed.
It's black above?
Yeah. What's going on?
Ah, it looks like I moved it. 1 second.
Oh.
There we go.
There we go. Anybody on YouTube as well? Can you guys hear us okay?
All right, we can go and get started.
Okay. Yeah,
I
heard ourselves on YouTube. Yeah.
All right, so thanks everyone for joining. This is our monthly live stream where we're gonna talk about some new products and accessories, development updates, and some other fun projects that we got going on. We're happy to answer any questions throughout the time. Just post them in chat, whether you're on YouTube or Discord, and we'll be happy to answer them. So first up, we did want to let you guys know we finished and finalized a new accessory for the MSR, MTR, and it would work with the Air one as well. But it's a GPIO backplate. And so what that means is, let me switch to this other camera. It's a little header that plugs into the back mezzanine port. And so this is for people that were looking to add on their own accessories or use the MSR as a development board. This gives you just your standard pin headers that you can then plug in some DuPont cables into and break out and add any other type of sensors or power or anything like that from the back. So we'll be showing this one on our website here soon. It'll just be a few dollars. They're pretty cheap, but a good way to kind of add some extensibility for you guys that want to tinker around with the sensors that are inside or add your own.
Yeah, I think we've had, our user El Guano in the Discord. He's already modified the case and used the GPIO we had on the rear of the MSR1 and added a separate external temperature sensor and humidity sensor. So if you haven't, go look in Showcase on Discord and you can see his awesome project he's working on.
Yeah.
Did you show him what wires they can use for that?
Yep. Some DuPont cables.
Okay, perfect.
What we got next? Okay, product development updates. So a few things we've been talking about in our Discord quite often. We've got the microphone backplate. So that's or microphone backpack. Yeah, we're working on that. The stability doesn't seem to be real great right now. I can't get it running consistently. Not sure if that has to do with there's a lot of change going on in the Home Assistant piece. So it could be something going on there. Or we might be stressing the ESP a little bit. But progress is good on that. It can hear us. It's just not responding to the command for some reason. So more development there, but really excited to bring voice assistant to the be the MSR2, the MTR, and the Air one. Pretty cool local voice assistant system. So working hard to get that out for you guys. What else we got?
Let's see.
So we can go on to parking sensor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Parking sensor. So this is a a sensor we've been working on for a while now. We took a break from it to focus on MTR for a little while. But what this is it's a ultrasonic sensor that goes onto the front wall of your garage, and a little LED matrix that would go up top. And so what you can do is you can pull your car into the garage and tap the button to save the distance, and then it'll alert you as you're getting close to that parking spot and show you red as soon as it gets to the spot. So pretty highly requested, and there's not really much out there in the market for this, especially with the battery life that we're trying to achieve. There's one on the market currently, but I think the battery life is about 30 days.
Yeah, if that, yeah.
So we're building it around a 18650. Around an 18650, and right now from all of our battery tests, we are hitting 1 year pretty comfortably. If you had a lot of triggers during the day, maybe it would go down to 6 months or so. But really, really long battery life. I can display it here for a second. You turn it on. A live test, which never goes good on live demos.
Never goes well.
So
iPhone, Microsoft.
we're set to, I can set the distance by holding the button. As I get below or at my distance, the LED array is going to turn red. As I go up, it'll turn yellow. And then all the way at the top, we're going to switch to green. And it's triggering off my hand and the cable that's in front of it a little bit. But we really wanted to work hard on getting it functional for people with color blindness. That was an important part for us. And we weren't sure how we were going to do it with just normal red, yellow, green lights. But found a way to actually drive RGB individually addressable RGB LEDs off of 3 volts on a battery. So this gives us a lot of possibilities. It's hard to see, but that's yellow right now, and then it'll switch to green as I'm up here. But it could be any color. It can be any sequence. So if it wanted to go from the top down towards the bottom, over, as you're getting close to your distance to help with people with problems seeing color, that would be a totally functional way. It'll also, we're connecting it just via a USB-C to USB-C cable, nothing proprietary. So this is the latest prototype. We just got it, running with the new LED array. Very excited about this. I need to do some real-world testing, and then we will be looking for sending this out to our beta test network, and then after input there, we'll be looking to release it on our site. Very excited to have this one ready. It's much requested, and we had to put it on hold, like I said, to focus on a couple other projects, but very excited for that.
Yeah, the battery life is key. We want to make products that we would want, and 30 days battery life is not good. So as close to a year as we can make it is great. And then you said it was 18650 rechargeable.
Yep. Oh yeah, rechargeable.
Yeah. And then so you can have them, in the year you could have another one ready to go and just pop it in and take that one out and charge it. So
it'll also charge in just a couple hours. They're pretty quick charging.
Yes. We did get Smart Home Sellout. He said, just asked, will you guys be selling an RGB LED strip where it will go from green to yellow to red as you pull, like closer to the wall? It's like a landing strip almost, so I would imagine. Yeah,
so we were theorizing that on, we really like the 2 sensor design. So the bulk of the cost and the bulk of the size is in the bottom unit. But for the top unit, it's just a normal LED array with a tiny button. So what that allows us to do is we can remix, or the community could always remix, multiple different top pieces. So it could be anything for the top, any type of LED array up there. And we're using the USB wires, not for USB functionality, but actually to be able to control the top LEDs. So they pass the power and the data lines back to the sensor. So yeah, we had thought about maybe a real long vertical one that would allow you to go from the top to the bottom as you approached your parking spot. Lots of cool ideas here. We'll start off probably with this smaller grid here, just for its compactness. And yeah, the more LEDs you add, battery does add up over time on it. So we can't have like a huge 100 LED array up there. But yeah, really looking forward to that. Looking forward to getting it out there in the wild. Yeah, we'll probably start initially in the U.S. because of the battery. Mm-hmm. We've got to do a bunch of research and talking to some other companies about international LiPo shipping, but we'll see how that goes. It's a common battery, so we could always ship it without a battery internationally and let users source them from Amazon or whatever.
So Smart Hotel was also saying that you guys could have a matrix where you could just attach multiple of them together. So you kind of hit on that, like where the bottom is the bulk, and then the top we could really make different styles, or
Yeah, it does unlock. We bought a couple of LED matrix. They were the 50/50 LEDs, so quite a bit larger and more power hungry. But it did make our minds start running. Some fun ideas of some LED matrix controlled by Home Assistant and all that would be pretty neat to have. I didn't hit on it. The sensor, the parking sensor, it will work with Home Assistant. So you could be, when you pull into your garage, it notifies your Home Assistant to kick off automations. But it'll also be able to function independently without it. So if, that was an important factor to us, was being able to give it to parents or grandparents who maybe aren't running Home Assistant, although most of ours are by now. We've set it up for them. But being able to let people use it without a smart home, it'll function just as well for that, where they can put it on the wall, touch the button, and you don't have any other Wi-Fi or anything components, and the sensor will just work.
Yeah, so another question on Discord. Just said, any plan to release a 120 volt relay and power socket to connect the presence detector to turn on off a light that would plug into the relay?
Interesting. No, that's not on the plan right now, but that is very easily set up with the GPIO backplate. Very easy. So with a relay, you give it the 5 volts that it typically needs, and then a control pin. So that could very easily be added with the GPIO backplate. Or on the MSR1, we don't have the back-facing mezzanine. On the MSR1, it has little solder pads for you to add in sensors. This is much easier, but it can be done on both. Yeah, that sounds like a good wiki article, controlling a relay module.
He also mentioned just that it would reduce dependencies on having Home Assistant set up and reduce round trip time, even if you have Home Assistant. Yeah.
Because I don't know if you were talking about, but you can add automations to the ESP Home YAML firmware that's on the device and control automations that way as well, as long as they're all controlled on device. And so what that allows you to do is, even if your home network were to go out, the sensor can run its own automations. An example of that is whenever you plug in one of the Apollo devices, it blinks white on and off. That's a little automation that's running on there without any internet connection. So yeah, great idea on the relay though. That sounds like a cool idea.
We have a couple questions in YouTube from Craft Wife Life.
Oh yeah.
What new sensors are you working on? Where's the farthest you have shipped? How many countries have we shipped to?
All right, Craft Wife Life.
Yep.
The farthest? Probably that. I apologize, I don't remember what island it was, but off of New Zealand?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can get farther than down off Australia and New Zealand. There was an island, very pretty, but we got to there.
All continents except Antarctica. Again, we're going to put out the call for Antarctica. If anybody has any Antarctica connections or scientists or people who are studying or in university who are going down there, we'll ship it there just to have it there. So just let us know. But we've pretty much hit all continents, all the major continents, 6 out of the 7, pretty much all the countries. What else? Can we do purple lights on the Matrix?
Yeah. That LED Matrix can do any color. I should have set the demo when I showed you that cycles through a bunch of colors. But yeah, we can do all colors. and animations on them, which is pretty neat.
Real quick, we got Discord. I saw there's another one on YouTube. Let's see, where is it? Any plans for a low power e-ink display? There does not seem to be an off the shelf solution for this.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's something when we get time, we really want to tackle. But so the problem with the e-ink displays, it's not so much getting them connected, it's about once you have it hooked into Home Assistant, building the screens for the e-ink displays. There's a pretty big learning curve and a lot of YAML programming involved to get them to have your sensors display on your e-ink. So we would really like to tackle that and build, it's called like a WYSIWYG editor, which is a drag and drop, creator for typically like websites or things like that. I think it'd be great if we could build something like that that would open up the dashboard building to a lot more people. So you don't have to sit there and program and things like that. Yes, would really want to do e-ink. We have a few here. They're not cheap is one other hurdle. E-inks, for any larger size, like the size of a picture frame or something, they could be $20, $30 just for the e-ink display component. But definitely something we are interested in. Yeah.
And I think we had one more in YouTube. Let's see.
Rick had a good question on YouTube. Yeah. Are you integrating the fix toward away? Are you integrating a fix for like whether it's moving toward or away? On the MTR1 that a Discord user mentioned. Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to test it on some of our devices first. But I forget the user's username. I'm blanking on the username. But they put in a pull request or showed the code to fix on the MTR whether it's shows the target coming at you or going away from you. Awesome user to go in and find the solution and fix that. Yeah, we've got to get it brought into the ESP Home pull request that's out there, but we shouldn't have any problem there. We have a open communication and relationship with the ESP Home developers. So yeah, great question, Rick. Watch out for that. In our Discord, there's a source code channel that we usually post to whenever we have firmware updates on that. But yeah, great question. And thank you to the user. I'm blanking on your name. I apologize.
Yeah, I guess it was just in MTR.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Oh, Smart Home Seller. User Adani?
Adani03.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much. All right. Let's keep it rolling. What else do we have
on our agenda? Smart Home Seller just said, he could see us combining with WLED and Home Assistant, and he said Chat GPT e-ink for the win.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty neat.
Yeah,
and okay.
All right. What about our agenda? What's up?
Okay.
We have
plant.
Yeah. Okay. I can do the plant one. So this is the number one requested sensor on our sensor request guide, and that is a better plant sensor. There are a lot of really cheap plant sensors out on the market, and most are pretty bad. They fail up pretty quickly or don't measure well at all. So we are working pretty hard towards this goal. It's taken a little bit longer because we initially were going to use some off-the-shelf moisture sensors, but pivoted away because of the quality, so have to be designing our own. But I do have one question for the viewers, and we'll post it on the development a thread for the plant sensor. So one thing that we're looking at is the size of the device, really in terms of how much battery power we're looking for. So it will be battery powered and also be able to just be powered through USB if you don't want battery power. Just perfectly fine. But so with this, I can show it maybe on, let me switch and see what camera I'm looking at. Yeah. So this is kind of the current size we're looking at right now. So this is the stick part. This is just 3D printed. We use this 3D printing our PCBs just to get the size components sometimes. So this would stick into the ground a few inches, and then this component would be above. And the reason it's so large is we originally were designing it for one battery, and this is I think a 16 340 battery to go on there. But if we increase the size just slightly, we're able to get 3 batteries going across the top of this. And so it's, obviously that's tripling your battery lifespan. We would probably sell it in a version that had just one battery in the center populated, because the batteries are a few dollars. And then you could put batteries in the others if you want to. But that's where we're leaning right now, is towards a larger sensor on top with longer battery capacity versus we could make this significantly smaller. We could make this top portion half the size and put one battery on it. That's an option as well, but right now I think we're leaning towards a little bit larger to try and hit again, near a year battery life. That's just from personal preference. I really do not like battery powered devices because if they die, I never remember to charge them.
Yes.
Then they're off.
Yep.
So the less I have to charge a device, the better. And so, I would love to hear thoughts on that. We will be posting about them more in the developer channel or development channel and trying to get feedback on this.
Real quick, one of our Discord users was asking who we are, like which of the two, who the two of us are.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we
did not open up.
Yeah, we did. We just said hello.
Okay. So I'm Trevor. So I run most of the product development on the technical side. And then we've got Justin here.
Justin, yep, on the more of the manufacturing side, customer support side, that sort of thing.
I guess can we say Smart Home Sellout? Yeah,
Smart Home Sellout. Yeah, we were gonna. I think it was on the agenda, but Brandon, we just recently kind of hired him on to help us part time with support. So we're still here. We're still available. It's just he's gonna help us. Kind of with the brunt of it, hopefully, because it has been getting a little much just with all the other tasks that we have. So very excited for him to come on board. He's probably already answered your questions before, but very excited for him to come on. He's been very active, runs his own Discord, very active in Home Assistant and ESP Home. So very happy to have him. And
we're also very grateful that we've been able to continue building our company with the community support and get to a point where we can hire on members from the community that are well respected in the community and have a great attitude and kind of what we like to do, just be real people and help out.
Just normal guys. That's what I like to say. We're just normal guys, just building sensors and having fun. So
yeah. And he's got great memes. So that's
he does have good memes. Yeah.
Smart Home Sellout says, could we order the PCB option with a specific plant name in mind, like have it say jalapenos? Interesting question. No, because then we'd have to have custom PCBs printed probably. What we could do, I don't know. I mean, you could always, we've been thinking about different ways to differentiate our plant sensor. I've talked about it at length in the product development channel. We're not going to beat the versions that are out there right now on cost. I mean, there are, the very cheap ones are out there for a few dollars. We're not going to be near that, unfortunately. So we've got to bring more functionality. And so that's where I think a higher quality, longer lasting, better battery life. We should have not only soil moisture, but we will be doing soil temperature. We'll have a temperature probe that can plug in, that'll go down into your soil. We'll have true UV, the same UV sensor that's on a lot of the Apollo devices. So you have a true UV to be able to measure your plant's UV intake. We'll have the mezzanine port on it as well for future expansions. I'm playing around with those. There's a few out there. They're like, they measure the different nutrients and soil conductivity and things like that. Looking around those, but not sure how accurate those really are or not. So.
And then Smart Home Sellout was also saying how many plant sensors per plant bed or per yard do we expect?
They've got. So I was doing a lot of research on this and actually on uses of golf courses, how they're measuring them there, and they seem to have pretty good range, like in their opinions, as in you don't need one every 5 feet across your yard. That the soil moisture pretty well equalizes out, and unless you have like a low spot that's constantly muddy. So yeah, it would typically be one per potted plant because that's like a contained system. And then, maybe one in your yard or something like that would be plenty.
Maybe like a couple in the corners, something like that. Or like a low spot or a high spot, something that's going to get more or less rain. Okay.
Yeah, we've got quite a bit of testing still to do with it. And we've just kind of decided on the size. We need to get more community feedback on being larger. But yeah, very happy about that one and very excited. It's the number one requested on our system.
Another question, just, we could automate like battery life notifications, push those to the users to change the batteries.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But it'd be nice to only get those yearly.
Yeah.
I would say, Don't get it all the time. Because like you said, it dies and then you don't change it.
Yeah. So one sensor that came out, we didn't have it on our roadmap. We actually had a friend and then a couple friends that said, hey, I would really like a sensor that does this. We were already working for the plant sensor on a temperature probe that would go down into the soil to measure soil temperature. So we quickly mocked up one that we're actually pretty happy with. It's going to be a monitor for your fridges and freezers and deep freezes. And it's a tiny little module. It's going to have a battery on the back. It'll clamp on the back. And then we've got this long, it's a long temperature probe that's waterproof and has a flat cable, so it can go through the gasket on your deep freezes and things like that really easily. And then it's going to just plug right into the temperature probe. It's got a little buzzer and an LED on it. And a great uses for it is like I said, for monitoring your deep freezes, when the power goes out, you can know if the temperature has gotten below a certain threshold that's unsafe for your food anymore. I think somebody wanted it to measure their cooler. Actually the initial request was to be able to put it on like a portable cooler that they were going to carry around to keep track of the temperature of maybe deli meats or things like that inside over the day on the lake or something. Mm-hmm. So that was something that's not really on our roadmap, but we were already working on different components. Like I said, battery power and the temperature component from the plant sensor. So that should be pretty close to beta testing, probably within the month, we'll be beta testing on that.
And also I just realized it's almost 8:30. We haven't given away any MSR ones.
Yeah, we have quite a few.
We'll go ahead and give away 3. So
yeah.
Looks like I went back up to closer to the top. So Alethus or Alethus, not sure how it's pronounced, but
Alethus.
You're gonna send me a direct message on Discord or an email, and we'll send you a free sensor.
Yeah, message Justin on Discord, and we'll get you
DM me
a sensor sent out.
Email and your address information. Let's go ahead and do Lyric NZ.
Yep.
Lyric NZ, same thing. Send me a DM on Discord with your email and address information. And who else?
Rick on YouTube.
Yeah, let's give him the Rick.
Rick had a good question on YouTube. Rick, if you're still on YouTube, If you're in our Discord, message Justin, and we'll get you an MSR one sent out to you. So,
All right.
thanks for participating and joining us.
Yep. Oh, sorry, we'll give them out like every 10 minutes. That's why we did 3, because it's already 8:30.
Gotcha.
So. Alright.
So yeah, that's the temperature sensor. Okay, 2 questions. I know it's not an environmental sensor, but do you have plans to get into power or gas or water utility measurement? CT clamps. Yeah. Yes, we actually did that back in December. We did a prototype of power monitoring with CT clamps. We were really excited to go that route. We thought we could offer quite a bit. The cost ended up getting kind of high when you add in 20 of those CT clamps. And really kind of what stopped us is the certifications to put it inside of your utility panel. So what putting it inside of your utility panel was tough, and we weren't sure if we would be able to go battery powered inside of the utility, the circuit breaker box, or not. So kind of just shelved that one for right now until we're a little bit bigger. We can get into some of those certifications that might be needed to allow that in a home. Wanted to do it safely. Didn't want to just put a product out that, potentially when you're, in an outlet box, in a circuit breaker box, you're dealing with a lot of all of your house's power. So I really wanted to be safe there. So nothing currently yet on that. Maybe in the future though. Yeah, Hobby Boy, just curious, are your sales keeping up? Hope you're booming. The products are great. Thanks, Hobby Boy. Yeah, sales are going great. I don't know if you were on earlier when we talked about Smart Home Sellout is going to be working with us. We were able to hire somebody from the community to help with support and Discord and things like that. So
wiki articles. We keep getting a backlog of those. So sorry about that.
Yeah. Sales are keeping up. We're continuing to grow. We announced last time that we were accepted into a startup kind of accelerator boot camp program here in Lexington, Kentucky. A really cool program, and we're one of the very few in Kentucky. That
one
got
of 4
accepted.
chosen in the state, so we were pretty excited about that. They've been a fantastic help already. We've got some really big things coming. We've got branding, we've got product photos, videos, lots of stuff. Yeah. All right. My mom in YouTube. Is there a future self-watering device for the plant sensor indicates dry soil? Yeah. So that's another add-on we want to add with it. I attended a really cool. It's called the Kentucky Entrepreneur Network. And they had a really cool talk that somebody was saying that, if you tell people about a problem, i.e. That your plant is dry, you should help offer the solution as well. So what do I do when my plant is too dry? Okay, well, if we add in a little peristaltic pump, which is a small pump that doesn't actually, it's pretty cool how it works. It's got a tube, and it just rotates a piece of plastic over the tube and just squeezes the water up and through it. So I think we'll offer that as an add-on where you could clip a little bottle of water behind it, and it would just whenever you say this is a certain dryness level, we'll pump a little bit of water in and let it water your plant. Yeah, great idea. Yep, because overwatering can be detrimental to your plant, so it's important. You don't want to overwater it. Yeah, it will probably be something that plugs into the device, a little add-on. Running the pump off of battery would be quite tricky, I think. So that might have to be where you would plug the pump into the wall to power it all. But yeah, that's a very good idea. Couple of questions. One on Discord. Do you see that one? Yeah, the light switch market. Based on the quality of your products, you can make a difference. Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of the Innovelli light switches. They're a small company. Well, bigger than us, but a small group, of enthusiasts like us. And
I mean, they have some really, really, really good products in the light switch market. They had quite a huge problem with chips during the supply chain shortages. I mean, they were really, really rocked for a number of years through that. But it looks like they've recovered and are releasing Matter switches now and things like that. So maybe eventually in the future. But yeah, the Innovelli switches, I can't recommend those enough. They're very, very good and a good company. They'll back their product. So
they have a cool website. I think they're even working with Linus Tech Tips as well. They've had something kind of going on with him. So great company.
Yeah, great question. Great question. All right, Danny's in YouTube. Hey, Danny. All right.
Yeah, hey, Dad. Thanks for joining us. Looks like... Oh, yeah, and then Brandon was posting... There's a really cool printable Ponix. So there's really cool 3D printable, like vertical tower watering systems. What's he saying? And he's also saying that the Innovelli Zigbee or Z-Wave or switches are hard to beat. So yeah, they are.
They're expensive, but they are pretty high quality switches. So,
and he was saying like they have a beta millimeter wave light switch, but it's about $90 and still not fully released yet.
Yeah, so nothing in the light switch market right now. I appreciate your confidence in us. Seeing that our high quality products can make quite a difference. Yeah.
Well, now that we have Brandon, I think hopefully
we got all the time now.
We've got some time at least a little bit more time. Let's see who we got here.
Yeah, Jerry F says Innovelli's great and innovative, just like you guys, just for people. Yeah. They've got a cool company, and they interact with the community a lot, which is we respect. Which is
very important.
All right,
I think the next one's the annual charity tournament.
Yeah, this is something I'm very excited about. Very excited. I had this idea back in December. We weren't really sure this was a real company back in December yet. No. We had just started, and we weren't sure if this was a Saturday weekend project. It's quickly grown into full-time status. But anyway, so we didn't have time to do it on the last Christmas. But something that, I think we're going to try this year is an idea we're coming up with, which is a smart ornament. So it'll be, and again, I got a 3D print of a little Christmas tree. It's about the size that we're going to shoot for. It's going to have those same LEDs that I showed you on the parking sensor that are individually addressable, RGB. It'll have a tiny battery on the back. And you'll be able to hang it on your Christmas tree and probably connect it to Home Assistant. We think that it would be like the first commercial or commercially available Home Assistant ornament. And the big thing that we want to do with it is we want to make it a charity event type of thing. So essentially we would, publish our cost of goods to make the sensor, and any proceeds from the project we would then donate to some different charities around Lexington and the area. We think that would be a really cool way to, Christmas tree lithopaint.
Yeah, that would be
like a really cool way to, one, do an annual ornament. So it would be, the 2024 year for Apollo. We could show some of the different highlights for the year, releasing the MTR, releasing the MSR2, things like that. And also be a cool way to, one, have, one of the first smart ornament devices that are out there. And two, a way to give to a charity. So I'd be looking for that. I think that we'll be publishing that more towards the fall, but just wanted to get it out there. And if anybody has any ideas for improvements on it, we're always open, that. So let us know.
And if you know of any good charities in Lexington or just any in general, where we still haven't decided, it'd be nice to do local, but then, it'd be nice to give to international or global one as well.
Yeah. Looking forward to that one.
Ooh, I think there's a time to talk about our offerings.
Let's do another sensor. Who's in here?
Oh. Who is it? Let's see.
Anybody that doesn't have a MSR Can we say that? I know some people in here do. Would be.
Well, Brandon, like it's kind of hard because he's gonna get, he has everything now, and well, we can send him whatever he wants. I liked the guy who said 253-567. The guy was talking about
Okay.
light switch market.
253. He's new to our Discord too. 253-537. Yeah. If you reach out to Justin on,
I'll message him actually.
Yeah, if you reach out to Justin in Discord, we'll get you an MSR1 sent out to you, free of charge. Thanks for participating. Awesome. Lyrics and Z said he doesn't have an MSR. I think we got him on that last one, right?
Yep, we did. Yep.
Awesome. Well, that'd be great.
Yeah, even better.
The MSR1, we have quite a few left over, so it's a perfectly great sensor. Very, very well reviewed, and MSR2 is just a small incremental change to it. What's next on our agenda? Yeah. Danny said he needs one. We'll get you one, Danny.
Oh yeah, I get you one, Dad. Don't worry. The Odroid.
Oh,
the hub.
Okay, something else new. When we started this, we had assumed that everybody that would be buying the devices would be like Home Assistant enthusiasts that are already going. And we've been pretty surprised by the number of people in the community that they buy our sensors and it is their gateway into Home Assistant. So quite a number. That's pretty surprising. That'll message us and say, "Hey, I just bought your sensor. How do I get started on Home Assistant?" Which is pretty cool. Pretty cool to start introducing people to this hobby in this community. So with that, we have put together it's an Odroid. Odroid M1S. Yeah, I always want to call it the MS1, MSR1, M1S. And what this is, it's essentially what the Home Assistant Green is running on, same hardware-wise. It's got a little bit more RAM. And we're going to pre-flash it with Home Assistant. So it'll function just like any of the other off-the-shelf Home Assistant systems. Yeah, smart home sellout, mini PC or bust. Mini PCs are better. They are quite a bit more expensive.
That's what I run the what is it? The Lenovo, the M900. Yeah.
So, but no, these are great. We're gonna offer these at a good price, and we just bought a few of them to start off to see if there's a market for it. Yeah, if I don't know the M910Q, but we're happy to look into it. But yeah, we're gonna start offering the Home Assistant devices. We've also been talking with the Home Assistant, the company, Nabukasa, about maybe trying to get some greens as well. But yeah, so that's something. Most people, if you're already on this call, you're probably Home Assistant users, I would assume. Mm-hmm. But something we're excited to introduce for newcomers and get them into the Home Assistant. So very excited with that.
Yeah, very, very exciting. Kind of a funny story. I was one of the guys that got a free sensor. He was like, "Yeah, you don't have to send me. I've already got them." So he was actually one of the users in YouTube and one of our YouTube guys in Discord.
Gotcha.
But
yeah, we'll look into those that mini PC. One problem is like obtaining enough of them that are of good quality and that. So yeah, we'll check it out though.
And
what's next?
Oh, Land War, big one.
Yeah,
very exciting. Very exciting. There is a large LAN gaming event with tournaments. Computer gaming tournaments. There are console gaming tournaments. There are poker. They do a thing called Duct Tape Wars. It's in July. I'm going to post a link here. It is July 25th, a Thursday to Sunday. So July 25th to July 28th. It's 4 days of gaming. You go there, you set up your system, you play games all night, you sleep under the table, you wake up and start playing games again immediately. And so we are planning to sponsor the event. So we'll be there as a team. We'll have some of our sensors there. We'll have a booth. We'll have we're going to have Home Assistant set up there. We'll have some tablets, to showcase some dashboards, and we also want to put information from our sensors on a projector in the large hall where the gaming will be taking place. It's open to anybody. I'll post the links. It'd be great to see some of you guys in person. It's a
cool
blast.
event. It's a cool event. If you're into gaming or anything like that, they've got a lot of stuff there. All different types of games and card games and board games.
Pretty much any people bring their 3D printers. Somebody's always has the latest and greatest there, which is really nice to see. VR, AR, 3D printing. We've seen people bring their Cricuts. Like people are making stickers there. I mean, it's whatever. There's tons of stuff there. A lot of people who are into the same kind of thing, and so we'll be there. You guys should come on out and hang out with us, play some games.
So we do have somebody new in Discord, Jim B71. He said he's new to Home Assistant and planning to get started for Wi-Fi devices. Haven't bought a Home Assistant Green yet. Yeah, Green's a great product. The Odroid that we'll be offering here probably within the week is very similar to the Green. It's got the same easy setup process. You don't need to know how to flash a device. You don't need to know anything about that. You just plug it in, and it's going to just boot up right into Home Assistant. So, yeah. All right. Let's think.
We already.
Oh, Lyrics already got it. Yeah, we already spoiled the last one, the support person. So we've got a community. I don't know what the title is, but community. Support member, help with wiki articles, just generally nice guy, and so gonna be helping out with that. You'll see them in Discord a lot more and all around. He's been in there quite a bit already helping out, and so we're glad to be able to bring someone on.
He's on all the Discords, which is perfect.
Hopefully it's just the start too. We keep bringing on more.
Yep. And see Brandon was just saying again, mini PCs are very strong, especially if you have a large house with a lot of sensors. The mini PC is nice because it is quicker when you're downloading, installing updates, that sort of thing. Yeah,
there's no doubt there, because it will just like the Home Assistant Green, the Odroid, and the Raspberry Pi, they're all pretty similar on whenever in ESP Home, if you apply an update to a device, it can take like 3-4 minutes for it to compile and download and then update. We've got a couple mini PCs. They're very fast for that. So in terms of cost, Jim, I'm not sure exactly yet where the cost wise. We'll be shooting for the same price roughly as the Home Assistant Green. And the mini PCs, you can get quite a few of them for $100-$150 range. So we'll take a look at those and see if we can offer maybe 2 tiers of hubs and things like that. But
because the nice thing with our hub or like with Home Assistant Green, it's plug and play. So you don't have to worry about, some of these, they're good deals on eBay we've seen, but sometimes you have to supply your own hard drive and then you have to flash Home Assistant onto it. So this is more so for, an easy, a first-time user, or like I was on a Raspberry Pi 2 for a while, and I finally upgraded to a mini PC. But this would be still like a pretty decent upgrade over, the Raspberry Pi 2, and we hopefully will come in under the Green, but we don't, we're not sure yet. We haven't done all of the numbers, but
all right, we gotta keep moving. We got 10 minutes left.
Whoa. Let's see. That was pretty much it. It's just kind of like general Q&A now. I don't think there's much else. Anything on YouTube? Looks like we're pretty good.
Keep an eye on Bill.
Yeah, a couple people typing in Discord. But
so the last handful of minutes,
we didn't show the right angle for this on the MTR.
So we did finalize on the MTR. I can maybe switch to this other screen. So we posted into Discord which type of a mount we wanted for the MTR in terms of an outlet mount, because it has this back-facing USB. We were trying to figure out how do you mount that easiest into a wall plug or something like that. And the community voted for a right angle adapter. So we're pretty happy with this. I think it might be the smallest right angle adapter I've seen. Little 3D printed case around it. And so what that's going to allow you to do is plug into the back of the MTR, and then you can plug into the top of the same type of plug that the MSR uses for its plug mount.
Yep. Same one we already have.
So just a little tiny right angle connector. It's not as beautiful, I don't think, as the MSR line, but it's the best we could do with this.
Still an option, you know. Like I think there's a Discord user named Benji who was like, "Can you make this?" Like he sent us a PCB, you know, design, and was like, "Can you guys actually make this?" And here it is, you know.
Yeah.
Again, we think it's the smallest one out there.
Yeah, I've not seen one smaller yet. So we'll be offering these on our site for a few dollars over the next week. For anybody that's interested in it, for the MTR, it's a male-to-male adapter. So I'm not sure what else it would be useful for, but yeah.
I mean, people may have other applications for them as a thing, you know, so they can just buy that. But we do have Eric over in YouTube was just saying, do we have any recommendations for a good app or add-on to Home Assistant to adjust the zones on MSR1?
Yeah, so the zones on the MSR line are not, it's actually a community creation. Wobie and I forget the other user that was working with them. They had the idea and had shown how to make zones for the LD2410 that's in the MSR lineup. So those zones are just purely based off of distance that allow you to say, you know, from within X distance range from the sensor, you know, that's zone 1. And so really for that, on the MSR one, it's just based on distance. The best way to change it is just in Home Assistant. There's no real app to go about fixing them or setting them.
Yeah.
The MTR, which is one of the latest products we'd released, which is a little bit larger, and it does better zones. Its zones are XY squares inside of your room that are wherever you would like them to be. And for that, you can configure them on Home Assistant, but there's the HLK radar tool app that's made by Highlink, who makes the radars. And that's got a really nice graphical interface that allows you to go in there and set the different points for the zones. So
yeah, I'm posting links now. You can use the HLK radar tool app for the MSR one as well, but it won't. You can adjust the gates and sensitivities, and there are automatic settings for that, but you can't adjust the zones because that's something that's on our end in Home Assistant. But I'll post.
Let us know if that answers it, Eric. If that's what you're looking for.
We have been seeing issues too with if you configure the MTR1 zones in Home Assistant. For some reason, it's having trouble saving them after a restart, but it works fine with the HLK radar tool app. Let's see. Okay. Oh, we give away another sensor.
All right.
What do you think, Eric? Who?
Yeah, go
Eric,
for it.
that sounds familiar. I feel like
Yeah, Eric, message Justin.
Yeah, on Discord, or you can message me, email me at support@apolloautomation.com.
And then let's do this last one early.
Was that 5? I think we had 5.
Is that it? Okay.
We could do 6. I think we got one
6?
extra down there. A couple extra.
All right.
What about Jim?
Yeah, so I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So Jim, B71, new to Home Assistant. We'll get you a MSR1 sent out to you. So Jim, if you're still on, send Justin a message in Discord, and he'll get you hooked up with maybe one of your first Home Assistant devices, which would be pretty cool.
Maybe so. What about this? Tell them that actually. The updated, because we've had some people order both.
Yeah, we have recently updated the articulating back for the MSR2. So before it used to be just the articulating back, or you could have just the back-facing USB port on it. We recently updated the STL file for it to allow. It's gonna be hard to see on camera here. Maybe I'll switch to the other one.
Yeah.
So it's the articulating stand is off to the side now, which allows for the back-facing USB to still be plugged in on it. So it allows you to use both add-ons for the device at the same time, which it didn't previously before. But we saw quite a few people were asking for this, so we have recently added this. It's not going to be a separate product. It's just the articulating mount will now come with this back plate instead of the other one.
Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah, the USB USB-C female port will come with that on the back as well.
So thanks for the community tip on that. Yeah, Eric said you guys never sleep. Yeah, we it's pretty exciting what's going on here and the community feedback and all that. It is very exciting. It's fun. Justin and I are long-term friends, so it's fun getting to work with your friend every day.
Yes.
And yeah, we're not stopping here. We don't think so.
No, not at all. It's been great. The progress and the support we've had from you guys. Has been phenomenal. The community growing is great. Yeah. Discord's getting closer to like 1,300 people. It's just YouTube. It looks like it's getting some more subscribers here and there. Just more and more recommendations in the forums. It's just been great to see because again, it started as a hobby.
We've got Brandon on now to help with support.
Exactly. So
that'll help free us up some more.
Yep. Because then we come here. We always joke because I get here in the morning and we start working, and next thing we know, we look up and we're like, where did the day go? It's time to go. Yeah. So it's just we're trying to keep our heads down and keep moving quickly, and something always comes up. We're working on something, and then we're like, oh man, we gotta do this, and then someone else emails us. So the support has been a little slower because we've just been so busy. We apologize for that. Trying to catch up on emails and support, and Brandon should really help with that as well as the wiki articles.
Yeah. All right. So that's pretty close to the end there. Any more questions? Our agenda was quite long. We got through it all.
Yep.
So if there's any more questions, post them in Discord or YouTube. And like I said, be looking out here soon. We'll have the Odroid on the site. If you know anybody who's getting into Home Assistant, it's a great starter device. We'll be, getting the parking sensor and the temperature sensor out to beta testers here coming up, and then that will be probably within hopefully a month or two. We'll have those available. And plant sensor, if you have any feedback on that on the larger device, if you're against a larger device, let us know. And yeah, so lots going on. And then the Christmas ornament coming up.
Yes. And I was going to say, we've been talking about getting a robot mower.
Yeah.
Because I know Husqvarna, a few others, I think have integrations with Home Assistant. And then the soil sensor, one of my, concern is like, well, if we have this in your yard, will the, mower go right over top of it, or will it hit it? So, if you want to see us get a robot lawnmower,
yeah.
I think it would help Trevor have some more time for.
They give me an hour a week back
or more. Yeah. So if something you want to see, just give us a thumbs up or.
All right. Well, thank you all very much for attending. It's neat to see this across both Discord and YouTube as we go. So. Yeah, we'll end it there. If you have any other questions come up later, let us know. And we're always available in Discord and wherever else.
I do have a couple.
Yeah. Couple last minute additions. Jerry F says plant sensor material needs to handle the sun. Yes. 100% agree. We thought about this, when we started. So we're coming on almost a year now that we have some 3D prints that are outside. They are, ASA and PETG. Those two materials do last outside. ASA is better. But we have had our own sitting outside. They're not plant sensors, they're just 3D printed housings for almost the last year. Absolutely no sign of wear at all on them. The other thing, though, is with going to the outdoors, is that we want to be waterproof. And so we've talked about it a few times that we are, as we, our company is growing more and more, investing in, it's a pretty cool product. It's a desktop injection molding machine. So typically with an injection molder, that's where they heat up plastic pellets and then they just ram them into a mold to make a product. Typically those things are the size of like a minivan, and very, very, very expensive. We found a company that has a pretty well recommended desktop injection molder. So it's small, fits on your desk. It can't do huge parts, but it can do the parts that we have. And it just so happens to be about an hour and a half is their location is about an hour and a half from
Cincinnati,
us.
Ohio. Yeah, not far at all.
So that's probably the option we would go for an exterior sensor because it is much better waterproofing and we can get into some materials that are better for outdoors. So great comment there, Jerry. And we hope to be sharing that machine, over the next couple months if we, as we acquire one and start transitioning some of our parts away from 3D printing. I don't think that we'll get completely away from it because it does give us a lot of flexibility. And we would always make our designs, even if we switch to injection molding, we'll still make our designs available, the STLs, whether we're 3D printing them or not, but this will always be available still. So good question.
Question about the batteries during freezing temperatures in the winter?
Yeah. So there's different battery chemistries and they have pluses and minuses. Some are better for cold weather, some are better for longevity, as in terms of like how much storage they have on board. Some are better for the number of cycles that you get, the charge and recharge cycles. That's a good question on freezing temperatures, especially if we're putting them in the garage. These right now, the ones that we're testing with are like lithium ion rechargeables. I can do some more research onto them to see the freezing temperatures and how low they get. But that might be a solution where you don't go for the battery option and you would still just plug it into a normal USB plug if you've got some crazy cold temperatures and the battery's not capable. But that's a good point, and we will publish those.
The ESP temperature sometimes can get a little warm, so maybe that'll keep the battery nice and toasty. We'll see. We have seen some pretty decent temperatures in the smaller MSRs.
Yeah.
So.
And thanks for the post, Lyric. The VOC, is that VOC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool post.
So he just said he was finishing some wood, and he had posted a link of the VOCs, of them shooting up. One
question. This is not on our agenda, and there's not very many people left. We'll post about it on Discord. But we had a meeting today with a company that offers a different particulate sensor that they are wanting us to check out. And the difference of this particulate sensor is all the others on the market right now, they don't go below, is it the PM1? I think it's like, I don't know why I'm blanking on the number, but they're not going like super low. And so that really cuts out a lot of things like 3D printers. Those particulates are pretty tiny and not necessarily always picked up by what's in the air one. But we had to talk with a company today that has thanks. Thank you for helping me remind me of what the sensor we created does. PM1. We had to talk with a company today that has a new air particulate sensor that does, what does it go down to? 0.1,
I think.
0.1.
I'm posting the link now to their website.
It goes down to 0.1 for the PM size. And that's got some cool applications for, like I said, monitoring 3D printers. You can get down into like smokes and different things like that. And they've got some cool AI profiles that supposedly allow them to tell you what the particulates it's measuring are from, whether they're from smoke? Are they from sawdust? Are they from cooking? Things like that. The downside is their sensor is quite a bit more than the SEN 55 that we're currently using. I think their particulate sensor alone is close to $100. So it would definitely be a much more high-end air sensor. That would be probably over the 200 mark would be my guess by the time we add in our components. Something to think about and something to let us know if that's something you're interested in. It was a pretty cool conversation with these guys. They're a passionate group and they've got a pretty cool technology and a lot of third-party scientific, certifications and analysis of their product that show that it's a pretty high-quality product, it seems. So something that will be... I don't know. We'll see. We got to see how big of a market there is, how many people are interested. But if that's something you are interested in, let us know your thoughts on something like that.
We got to do our shout out to Jerry.
Oh, yeah. Jerry.
Jerry, thank you.
We got a tripod this time, Jerry. Yes. And what else do we level up? Our microphone is also on a tripod here.
Yes. Table's
Jerry,
not quite there yet, but hopefully it wasn't shaken.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be shaking the camera anymore. Jerry is a very active member and fan of Apollo products, and has helped us out a lot. He's had his own fishing shows a while ago. He's been a big help for us on making our live streams better and better each time.
We just want to make him proud. So make sure good eye contact. No hats, combed hair, shirt. If you have any recommendations or anything that we can do to improve the live stream, we're going to work on getting some stuff back here. So it's just a plain wall. We got some ideas. So maybe some LED stuff. But hopefully...
Right. We're running over time. But thank you guys very much. Thank you for sticking on and talking to us. And we'll see you in a month.
Yep. Thank you guys.
Thanks.